All right, what's going on, guys? So I want to go over another defensive video for y'all. This is not going to be about the layout itself. I'm going to do a separate video on that. But as I was thinking about the layout, I realized that there's a few things that are actually more important than the layout, believe it or not. So the first important tip, if there's only one thing you take away from this video, I'm trying to list these in order of importance, by the way, is you need to have your towers maxed for your level. There's no layout you can construct where the opposing team won't just plow through your base if your towers aren't high enough. So this is my layout here. If your towers are like 20 levels lower than the dragons that you're going up against, it doesn't matter what you have, they're going to plow through it. So the tool I use to know is there's a couple ways to know that your defenses are maxed for your level. The first thing is I go here when I'm upgrading something and I see that normally it'll say you need to reach player level X to unlock this. So it might be like level 430 or whatever it is. In this case, it's the builder's hut. So there was a weird timing thing where I was like level 425 and this was max for my level, but because I hit 426, my builder's hut was able to be upgraded. And then once my builder's hut is able to be upgraded, then I can upgrade this again. So at 425, this was max for my level, but 426, not anymore. So weird timing thing. But the resource I use to like plan things out, let me pull it up here. So this is called Neon Dragons Wonderland or something like that. If you search War Dragons Neon, it's a really great site. You can see the tower levels for your level, like basically what they should be. So this is what I was saying earlier, how my towers are currently like level 82 right now. So at level 420, this is what they should be at. Because I reached 426, that 425 to 426, now they should all be 3 levels higher. So next fortification event, I'll get right on that. But that's the thing, if your defenses are like 10 levels lower, percentage-wise, HP and damage, there's a huge reduction. It's like 50%, something crazy. So this should be top priority for y'all. Like I've seen completely trash layouts, shred dragons, just because of the fact that their defenses were such high level. Like it was like 1 howitzer and like 4 farms on an island or something, and the howitzer just took down every dragon just because the dragons weren't able to take out the howitzer. So this is like top tip. So tip number 2, after you have maxed out towers for your level, is you want to have no high level towers in storage. So this kind of goes into the same category, kind of. So let me show you my storage here. So I've got, click on that, go to storage. So I've got a few towers in storage. These are probably less than like 1,000 XP total. Totems, for those of you who don't know, do not require XP. So they're kind of a good investment. I'll go over them at the end of the video because they're not really as important as the other tips. But as long as you don't have any high level towers in storage, you're good. So if you put your high level towers in storage, it's going to greatly reduce your defense power, and it's going to allow attackers lower level than you basically defeat your base. Because of the fact, like, look, if I put this in storage, if I put this storage, this storage, see, my level does not change. My defense power is going down because of the fact that not all, but half my defenses are now in storage. So players my same level can attack me and plow through my base because of the fact that I don't have maximum defense power, basically. So you want to get out your high level towers out of your storage like as soon as possible. You want to either merge them or transform them or do something so you've got essentially 100% attack power for your level on your playing field. All right, so defense tip number 3. Now that you've got maxed out towers for your level, you've also got all your high level towers on your playing field, you've got no high level towers in your storage, you want to have a good defensive rider plus gear. You want to get this like as soon as possible. It's pretty important. I'll show you mine right now. So I've got Lorenzo. He's one of the better ones. He came out in like 2 seasons ago, I want to say. There's a good one out right now too. Her name's like Leliani. I can't pronounce it, but her stats are almost identical to Lorenzo's. I think she's a little better if I'm not mistaken. But you can see here that I've got 124.5% building attack and 127% building HP buff. So I can tell you right now, he's got all max gear, he's got all max stats, he's level 60, which is max for this guy. But you get huge buffs with the defensive rider, so you definitely want to make that a priority as well. Now, another important tip I want to go over is the perk zone cover. So the reason why I ended up asking devs about this and like players on Discord is because of the fact that the Long Island layout is the meta. A lot of people say the Short Island is. It's just not true, and I can prove it. So when you're going up against the Long Island layout, you have to worry about not just 5 defenses. So these 5 here are all going to be hitting you. But you got to worry about the howitzer and even this extra ice flak. This ice flak, basically as soon as you get to the dark flak, like right over that, it's going to hit you as well. So instead of 5 defenses, you now have to worry about 7. And because of the fact that the perch buffs, not just the short one, but the Long Island one, you're in a like really great position. And I can show you as well. Like you saw the highlights, but if I move this, like what's this? So this is at 97.5 million HP. If I move this over here, 98.5 million. And I think the difference is just the fact that I have a ruin. Yeah, so I've got this ruin here. So that's the extra million. So it's completely identical. So you definitely want to switch to the Long Island as soon as you can. So something I realized I forgot to go over with about the perch is that in the middle of a battle, and this is the part that I confirm with devs and more experienced players than me, is that if the perch is destroyed in the battle, this Long Island is still getting the full buffs of the rider and the perch. So because of that, that's what makes the Long Island the meta. Now, if that was not the case, I would say the Short Island is the meta because of how OP the extra 100% damage and HP buff is. But because of the fact that it is still in effect, the Long Island, to me, is clearly the meta. So tip number 5. Now, this is kind of an interesting tip, and I want to see what you guys think of this. So I've noticed that upgrading farms after a while, it just seems kind of pointless. You're not really getting much out of them. And I've noticed that it's also harmful to you because of the fact that as you upgrade your farms, it takes up more and more percentage of your base. So some bases I've seen have 30 or even 40% of their bases farms, and that's huge. That means 30 to 40% of your base is essentially free. Even if your farms are in the back of your base, like here and here on this last island, I've seen dragons, I've been assisting, I've seen dragons just fly over the kill island, destroy the farms, quit at 70%, get the resources. So it's working against you to have these farms, especially considering, like, let's say each of these farms, they don't, but let's say they each produce 1 million lumber and food a day. So you got 2 million food, 2 million lumber. Let's go attack somebody, and let's just see. So, you know, we just got guys who are loaded, 1.76 million, 1.53 million. Like, you're talking about in 3 minutes, 3 minutes of your time, you can get a full day's worth of food and wood based off your farms. So it just doesn't really make sense to upgrade them, especially considering that if they take up a big percentage of your base, it's actually going to hurt you. The last tip I want to go over with you guys are the totems. Now, level 50 totem has a 19% damage debuff. This is the wind totem I've got pulled up here. I think in total they cost about 30 to 35k embers. I haven't done the math, but just kind of eyeballing the levels. So, I mean, yeah, I guess they're okay considering the fact they don't hurt you like level-wise. There's 0 experience, so it's like free debuff in that sense for your level, but you're also putting embers into them, so this is kind of why they rank at the bottom on my list. Like, yeah, they're better than nothing, but at the end of the day, the attacking dragon's still going to have a 30% HP and 30% attack buff. So you're still looking at like an 11% net there. So I guess you're like almost canceling their, 30% HP and attack buff, but that's about it. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend prioritizing a totem. But yeah, this is all the tips I've got for you guys so far. All I could think of, at least for now. If you guys did find this video helpful, please consider leaving a like. It just helps me to know that basically this is stuff that you guys want to see and that these tips are helpful. I can tell you from a personal standpoint that if I had known some of these tips early on, that I would have done much better defensively. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.